welcome to the Gin Club, episode 5.
5.
Tell you what, doing well so far. 5 weeks of commitment.
Well, it's more, isn't it? It's 10 weeks, really.
Oh yeah, 10 weeks of commitment.
It's hard
We're still
work.
friends.
Still friends. Still
Doing
laughing.
well. Yeah.
We're still laughing anyway.
So obviously, Gin Club, we review gin.
Yo, yeah,
What gin you got?
Right, so I've gone for, it's an old classic, Beefeater London gin
Ooh,
with pineapple juice.
that's wild. That.
Oh, yeah, what do you think to that?
That's like Foster's and Coke. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, is Beefeater a Dosser gin? I feel like it might be.
It sounds like a Dosser gin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be there with Gordon's.
Usually if you can get it on a plane, it's probably shit.
Yeah,
And I feel like you can definitely get Beefeater on a plane.
definitely.
I'll tell you what though. Guess what brand I've gone with?
Go on.
So I've actually got a Dosser gin this week. So I've got Gordon's,
Yeah.
right? But it's not what you think it is going to be. It's not just vanilla Gordon's, do you know what I mean?
Oh, is it pink?
No, it's not pink.
Oh.
It's I feel very Godfather-esque drinking it.
Go on.
It's a Gordon's Sicilian Lemon.
Oh, jeez.
Absolute gangster.
What with, though?
I'm drinking it with Schweppes tonic water because I got a big multi-pack dinner at Co-op.
No Indian tonic water this time?
Oh, hold on, let me have a look. No, it's Slimline, this stuff.
Oi, oi, watching his figure this week.
This week's figure, so yeah, found it back at fridge. So I thought I don't need to go to shop. So what's been going on in your life then?
Car rolled into someone else's car. That were good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that were good. But I'm looking at it, well, my mum's convinced me to look at it in a positive light.
Yeah.
With it being on such a steep hill. If that car wasn't there to stop my car, it could have been disastrous.
You could have ruined a well-known pizza chain's
A
restaurant.
very well-known pizza chain's restaurant.
It could have had a domino effect, you might say. So what happened to your car then? Why did it roll down the hill?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it his fault? Was it your fault? Was it?
Completely my fault. Yeah. When I got to it, I thought, I can't believe this fucking prick's drove into my car. Then I thought, hang on. My car was further up the hill. I remember it being up there. So, yeah, it rolled about 20 foot.
Absolute nightmare.
But I did the right thing. I left a note. His car was fine. His were a Bobby Dazzler. It had nothing wrong with it.
Absolute tank.
Yeah. Mine were knackered.
Crumpled.
But we did some wizardry. Boiling water on the bumper. Popped it out. Beautiful. Very happy with that.
Lovely.
Left a little note. Got a message off him saying, thanks for being honest. Don't worry about it, lad. I'm like, nice one. You're a top fella.
That's nice of a minute.
And then, same day. So obviously I moved my car because I thought I'm not leaving it on this hill because it's just going to go into someone else's car. So took it to a car park. Only had £3 in car. Didn't have my card on me, so I put £3 on. 3 hours. Thought I'll go back in a couple of hours with my card. Forgot. Got a parking ticket.
So it's cost you a fortune. Well, I suppose the boiling water part didn't really cost you a fortune.
No. So I got a parking ticket. What were it? Did a big 9-hour shift at work. Got home.
Came back.
Dog had pissed on my bed.
So
yeah.
car's knackered, parking ticket, dog piss.
Yeah, brilliant.
At least it wasn't cat piss.
Yeah.
That's worse. By a long shot.
Yeah.
Well, I was once gaming. When I was younger, I used to game in the conservatory. Because that's where Mum sort of shoved me out of the way. And but obviously in the conservatory, it's red hot in it. Really warm.
Really hot.
And I had a cat that only ever lived outside. It never wanted to live inside. It was like a feral cat.
It's kind of good though, isn't it?
Yeah, because you don't have to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? And I was sat gaming. I was like, oh god, it stinks. What's going on here? And the cat had shit and piss behind the telly. But the worst part about it was it diarrhea, but it was all over like all the wires and everything. And also, it must have been like 30 degrees in there. Awful. So at least it wasn't cat piss.
Yeah.
Because that is
The savage
the
of
worst.
cats.
I'll tell you what's happened to me this week.
Yeah, go for it.
So I was in bed at about midnight, and I hear some crashing and commotion downstairs. So Jess nudges me. She goes, "Oh, something's going on here." So we're like, "All right, well, just leave it." And then all of a sudden, Jackson's got like a little toy, like spins, and it makes noises and stuff. So if you knock it, it makes a noise.
You're right. Yeah.
And like 10 minutes later, that starts playing the music. So I'm sat there, and I've never believed in ghosts. I've never ever said, "Oh yeah, ghosts are real" or any of this. So I thought, "Oh shit, have I done a bad here?" Do you know, by going, "Oh yeah," because I always joke and be like, "Oh yeah, come and haunt me then if you're real."
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
like, don't mess with that. And I'm like, "Yeah, haunt me, I don't care. Yeah, well, I'd be." And for a split second, I'm like, "We're haunted," and I don't really know how you can fix that. So anyway, I did the natural thing, grabbed an air rifle out of a cabinet,
Yeah, good.
loaded it, because I like, someone's breaking into my house here. Walked downstairs. I'm like doing like the SAS manoeuvres around the house, you know what I mean? And Jess is watching me going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
She's
Like, what are
just
you doing? I'm
walking
like,
normally.
yeah, I'm like crouched down. I've got, like, you know what I mean? Walking around, like doing like the sweeps that you see on like Tom Clancy's, you know, like moving my body around.
Yeah.
And
Check those
doing all the
corners.
sweeps. Yeah. Almost felt like saying, room clear," after every time, you know what I mean? Like a little walkie-talkie. Anyway, I ended up coming into the room and I was like, I turned the machine off. I was like, "What's going on?" Went into the kitchen and I could hear like the door shut as I walked around the corner, and then the bin bag fell off the side of the door.
Ooh.
I was like, that's someone in my house. 100% someone in my house. There's someone robbing me. So I was stood outside door and I was like psyching myself up. I was like, just kick the door. Like, it's gonna look cool anyway. Jesse's behind me like, "Oh, I'm a hero," and I'm like, "Yeah, come on, you gotta look good with it." So I boot at door, and the cat's just in the bin, like the bin bag, eating fucking chicken fried rice out of bin bag. This week's topic, because no one decided to get involved.
Cheers.
Thanks, listeners. We chose one ourselves, and we've gone with most annoying habits. So this can be either habits that you have, or let's say or
And.
or.
Yeah.
So annoying habits that you have, and or other people have.
Yeah. All right.
You go.
So, there's something I get told off for a lot at home, and it's tapping.
Yeah.
I do a lot of tapping, or if I'm sat talking, I'll slide a glass back to and fro from left to right. I'll do shit like that all the time. I get really told off for it a lot.
Pen clicking and that.
Oh, pen clicking, yeah, I'm bad for that, which you probably know actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
I did have that on my list originally, but I took it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
that
I
you
can
have?
see why it's annoying.
or
Habit. I think quite a lot of people tap and drum
yeah,
and do weird stuff. Yeah, I think it's quite a common one.
yeah. I get really, bollocked for it.
Oh, bollocks, yeah.
Everyone that I live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, right laugh.
Well, your mum grounds you. and that.
Yeah, sends me to my room, which I enjoy being in.
I've just told the listeners that you live with your mum.
Yeah, I live with my mum.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Shall I go through one of mine?
Yeah, your turn.
My first annoying habit is I bite my fingernails,
Do-
which isn't actually the annoying part. And subconsciously, or without knowing, I then put the bitten fingernails into my pockets of my hoodies.
What? Why?
I don't know. It's just something I've done since I was a kid. Because I think it's because I got told off for, like, you know, if I clip my toenails,
Yep.
my mum would kick off if she found toenails around the house. Because sometimes you lose them. Sometimes
Yeah,
you clip
you're
them
right,
and
and
they
it
absolutely blast
it
away.
fires
You're like,
off.
where? Yeah, and it's like nearly ricochets into your face. You're like, I'm not dealing with that.
Like
Someone can stand on that.
like a BB pellet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel
So from a young age, I've been told, you know, don't leave nails lying around the house.
which is fair enough.
Yeah. But instead of throwing them in the bin, I just put them in my pockets. Same when Jess comes to wash my hoodies, she'll put her hand in and she'll pull out like 8 fingernails.
That is this. You've got 10 fingers.
I know. I do them all at once, you see. I let them grow and then do them all at once. But she says I sit there and chew them and stuff, you know, like
Yeah, it's
it's
disgusting.
like 20 minutes chewing the fingernails.
That's awful.
It's quite Do you know what I mean? I wonder if she thinks they're my fingernails in the hoodie. Do you know what I
I
mean?
hope she thinks they're your fingernails.
That'd be collecting fingernails of other people.
Oh.
Like a deranged tooth fairy. So yeah, that's my. I think that's my first annoying habit.
Right.
Definitely.
So this next one's what I find annoying in other people. It's really common, but it really, really, really grinds my gears, like to the point where it makes me want to leave the room.
I bet it's the same as mine.
People eating with the mouth open.
Yep, I've got chewing food loudly.
Oh, troughing it down. It's disgusting.
Why can't you eat properly?
Yeah, like, I get it, if it's a big thing and you literally can't close your mouth, but put hand over mouth. Just something. It's not even about being polite.
An animal.
Yeah.
An absolute animal.
And you watch people and they're just wolfing it in, and it's like, oh, God.
The worst is people eating wings. Ooh. With mouth open, do you know what I mean? And then people that just ram them in and then suck it all off and then smack the lips and stuff. Oh, no. It's too much.
It really triggers me.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Oh, and when it's noisy as well.
Yeah, like lip smacking and
Shut the fuck up. Go away.
I'll tell you what though, it's a big trend in Japan.
What, eating like a horse?
Yeah. So there's a thing, I don't know what it's called. I should Google it, but I don't want to get the clicks in, so
don't worry about it.
But yeah, it's like a big thing, and like there's these people on TikTok, which is obviously full of nonsense, but it's also full of Japanese people eating really loudly, and they've got like millions upon millions of views.
It's disgusting.
And they're eating like octopus and
awful,
like live things, but like lip smacking and stuff.
No.
I'll leave table if Jess eats loudly because she's a loud eater.
Oh, Jess. I couldn't marry someone that were a loud eater, no matter how nice of a person they were.
I just blend her food nowadays.
Here's a straw, love.
Yeah, can't eat that loudly.
No bed.
So to link in with that as well, when eating, this is another one that gets me, and I'm gonna call him out on this. Jess's dad hums while he eats.
Why?
I don't know. He hums while he eats, and it's not a massively annoying habit, but it's just a habit that I've noticed.
It's weird.
It's like, yeah, but it's not even like before a mouthful. It's like during a mouthful, he's humming.
Like a song, or just like a
No, like a song, yeah, like a tune.
He must just really enjoy eating.
Yeah, probably.
Fair enough.
But yeah, he's a hummer while he eats.
Still strange.
Yeah,
still strange.
I think some people understand this and some people don't. This next one, because I have talked to people about this before. Before I eat my meals, I smell the plates.
Like the plate as in?
Like the plate before I put my meal on it. I smell the plate, I hold it up and smell it.
Why?
No, I don't do it at work. I only do it at home or when I go to my mum's or my brother's.
Why though?
Because sometimes washing up smells like wet dog. And if the washing up smells like wet dog, I can't eat my food off it. I have to replate my food. Now you're laughing because I assume you don't understand what I'm talking about.
I think it's funny though.
But there will be viewers out there that will completely understand what I'm talking about. It's and there's no way of stopping it. There is no way of stopping whether your plate smell like wet dog. I thought it's because the window was open. Shut the window, still smells like wet dog. I thought it was the amount of fairy that you put in or the brand or nothing stops it. Just every now and again.
Or if you towel dry it or if it air dries, stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah, I've tried absolutely everything.
So many variables.
I even Googled it. It's a phenomenon, apparently. No one understands it. Never mind getting a COVID vaccine. Get a vaccine for my plate smelling like dog shit. Because it pushes me over the edge. And Jess doesn't understand it, so she doesn't smell my plates before she plates up. So she plate up something really nice. And I'll be sat there, and from like 30 centimetres away, I can smell it. And I'm like, Jess.
It smells like dog ass.
Stop chewing loudly and listen to me, because you've put my food on dog cock plate, and I don't want to eat off it. It's awful. Any more annoying habits?
People doing that noise And in fact, I think I do it, but I think it's disgusting. You know, through breathing in through your nose. What is it? Snooking. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you now. You ready?
Like not a snort, but like a
yeah.
Oh,
that.
This like that. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I did that at work earlier, and 3 pieces of rice came into the back of my throat. I hadn't eaten rice for 3 days. To know where it'd come from.
Oh, disgusting.
But yeah, I can understand that. And like you say, you do it, but it is.
You know, when you hear someone else doing it, you're like, oh, give up. That's awful.
Yeah. It's not a nice habit. And and then when they they snook it back and then and then spit it out. All right, a last one for you, and this is a habit that I've actually picked up. So this is going to be the last habit. My brother, for some unknown reason, smells his hands after he's touched anything. Right, I'll give you the worst example. So, obviously, I go fishing. Not the fishing podcast, but we are going to put a #fishing now. But we go fishing, and he pulls out this fish, and it's slimy, it's awful, massive, big fat bream, horrible thing. And I could smell it through the net. I was like, that absolutely stinks. And he picks it up, gets a photo of it, puts it down, and I'm like, Kale, don't do it. Don't do it. He's like, I can't, I need to. I was like, no, don't smell your hands. Don't smell them. As soon as he smelled, he was just retching for like 10 seconds. Like, ugh.
I think I've got to smell it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know...
Yeah.
Like, this isn't the pooing podcast, but you know when you've had a shit and you wipe and your finger goes through something like that? Always have a little smell.
No,
joking,
I probably don't smell that. I probably just wash my hands like a fucking normal person.
Yeah, it's rough using that 2-ply, mate.
Oh, do you know when you accidentally slip and put 3 fingers up my arsehole and then you feel like you have to smell it? What are you trying to say, Mitch?
You can't say
You're a freak,
shit,
bro. Next week, I'm gonna do a little spoiler and see if people want this. So I kind of want to do a little quiz, like a special quiz. So I was thinking next podcast. I keep saying next week, but next podcast. I want us to have like a quiz about Wish products.
Yeah.
So we'll both download the Wish app, and then we'll get some photos of things that are very unclear as to what they are, and then we'll test each other. And I'll put the photos up on the actual YouTube so you guys can play along at home as well. But that was from Robson, one of his other listeners. So
what, the Wish thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Cheers, Robson.
I think we can get involved with that one. So, irrelevant news.
Relevant news. Wife bites off husband's penis after he refuses to get rat out of bedroom.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that one. What?
Oh, so Abraham, 52, was set upon by his 40-year-old wife. 12-year difference. Oh, yeah.
12, it's done well.
When he refused to remove a rat she found near her bed at their home in the Zambian town of Kitwe. We're going to pronounce it like that. I don't know if it's pronounced like that.
You've absolutely murdered that.
Yeah. So, yeah, she bit his todger off.
I don't get that. I would make me want to remove the rat after doing that.
They had a little scuffle when he refused. And she managed to sink her teeth into his genitals, causing a major tear.
Oh, my God.
Which sounds awful.
But she's the wife, so she needs to use that at some point.
Yeah.
So she kind of shot herself in the foot there. And if she's got rats in her house... No, I'm not going to say that because it'll be sexist, so I'm not saying it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I don't get why that'd be your first thought. Like, if Jess gets mad at me, you know, a little clip round head or something.
Yeah.
She don't go straight for penis. She knows that's a sacred area. You can't touch a penis and injure it.
It's an unwritten rule, isn't it?
Yeah, you just can't do it. It's just not allowed. Even men know it between men.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? If you really hate someone and you want to fight them and you're like, right, come on then, let's go. Even if it was 3-on-1, you know, I am not punching him in the dick.
Foul play, innit?
That's not allowed.
No.
That is totally not
I
allowed.
agree.
So I think she's overstepped the mark.
Very
there.
much so. It's an overreaction.
Definitely.
But yeah,
And yeah, that's a
it's
strange
a very
one.
strange one. That's my story. Glad you enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah, I did enjoy it. It's I feel like the times that Jess has fallen out with me now don't seem as
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like her reactions.
Puts it all into
Do you know what I mean?
perspective a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I do wind her up.
Yep.
So I think the worst reaction Jess has had is she went to get fish and chips, and she told me to do something when she was out. She completely ignored her. Kept playing Fortnite.
Good lad.
She came back with these fish and chips. She went, "Oh, are you going to do that?" And I went, "Well, I've got to eat my fish and chips now." And then I'm at work at 2, so probably can't do what you're asking me to do. And she's like, "Yeah, but you've just been sat here doing nothing." I went, "Well, it's not really nothing. Trying to get the big W. Do you know what I mean? With boys." Anyway, flipped out, and before I know it, there's greaseproof paper flying past my head. Lands up wall. She'd thrown the entire fish and chips at the
I
wall.
remember this.
Big dirty grease stain on wall. Tell you what, jokes on her, I still ate it. And she had to pay someone to come paint walls because I wasn't paying it.
Brilliant.
Absolutely launched it. Overhand throw, not even like underarm or like jokingly, like literally wanted to maim me with it. But if you throw food at a fat guy, I'm only going to be happy. It's not going to make me stop what I'm doing. Get more. I'd go, do you know what? You get 20 nuggets. If you're that mad at me, go buy 20 nuggets, throw them at me.
One at once.
Milkshake while you're at it. Do you know what I mean? Get me a banoffee pie, throw that at me.
Banoffee pie. Ooh. Ooh.
Getting pelted with food. It's not an insult.
It's a dream.
This is the dream.
Go on then.
Talking about food, that actually segues quite... We're doing well with segues tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. Segues into my story. That Airbnb hosts ban anyone who weighs more than 16 stone from their cottage.
Right.
So again, I'm going on the fattest
I was going to
stuff.
say, how come every time you've got an irrelevant news story, it's something to do with weight? Last time, it was about people in Japan, or China or something, China it was, weighing people before they come into a buffet to allocate them plates.
Yeah. I just want to drive the agenda.
Yeah, fair.
That this sort of behaviour is not acceptable.
Propaganda, this.
Yeah, which is shared by self-professed fierce fat feminist Lindsay from Doncaster. Publicly shamed the listing on her Instagram page. They have a list of rules. And it says, no person's maximum weight, 100 kilograms per person, because we have very old oak beams. So they're saying that people would walk on the beams of the house and just come straight through
hilarious.
it, like a cartoon. Rule 10's all in caps. Definitely, no loud music or talking outside after 10 p.m.
Ooh. Because of them oak beams.
Because Casey scares oak beams. So she goes on to say, we had someone ask about, the woman who owns the cottage, so he goes on to say, we had someone ask about the bath size, then how wide was the doors were. It's written poorly. We said, not suitable for disabled guests. Then the penny dropped once they booked, we had to cancel, as the cottage could have got seriously damaged during, in parentheses, their stay. So these fat people are like, can I fit through your front door?
Yeah.
That's the question that they asked. How big's your bath?
So how fat were they though?
Yeah, and then they must have been big. Let's be honest. If the first thing you ask when you go to an hotel is, "Can I fit through your front door?"
There's something amiss.
Something wrong. If I get in the bath, am I going to act like you know, like when you get like plunger sucked at the bottom of your bath?
Yeah.
It just gets stuck there. Like that's what they have to ask. Will I get plungered to death in your bath? And then she goes on to say, understand the pictures are wide angle. Bigger than average people, in capitals, are not allowed to stay.
Savage.
Wide angled pictures. I've never looked at a photo and gone, ooh.
Pretty wide angled.
Wonder if I could. Yeah, it's wide angled. Wonder if that can hold fat people in it. Like, Well, do you know what? You don't want fat people to stay at your cottage. Don't use wide-angled lenses then.
Why are
Do
you
know what I
making
mean?
it misleading?
Don't have... Yeah. Look at the size of my house, but don't come in if you're a fat person.
Unlucky. Fat is not welcome.
But they do that, don't they, as well, like estate agents.
To make the rooms look bigger.
Yeah, you look at a listing and you're like, oh, it looks like a huge house. And you get there and it's literally box rooms everywhere.
Yeah.
But the angles, they're very clever with how they do
It's
it.
clever.
So I assume they've done that to try and get people to book, and then they've actually realised that they've
up.
attracted a lot of interest from the larger community.
Because they're like, oh, this can fit us in, let's get in. Not like that cottage we went to down in Plymouth. Don't know why Plymouth came to Ed, but...
I don't know, I wouldn't even say people were that big in Plymouth.
Probably a shithole in Plymouth.
Probably. We've got to discriminate against someone in this podcast. We'll go with that. Yeah. Oh, and it says no more than 2 people in the hot tub at a time.
What if... they won't be really fat, they don't allow fat people.
No. Yeah, but you could have 2 people that weigh like 60 kilograms. 4 people... I think it's so that they don't do anything naughty in there. Yeah. Oh, this is it as well. This one got me. No moving furniture or rearranging the kitchen. I have never gone into a cottage and gone, do you know what? I need to do a bit of feng shui in here. I'm going to move the fridge around. No red wine in carpeted or bedroom areas.
Oh, God, it's so pedantic.
No drinking the tap water.
Where are we?
This is in... Let me have a look. Oh, do you know where it is?
Where?
Can I try and guess?
I don't know.
It's in fucking Kent. It's in Sandwich in Kent. So not only are you going to do absolutely fuck all on your holiday, you are not allowed to be fat. You're not allowed to use the hot tub. Don't talk outside after 10 p.m.
And don't drink from
and
the tap.
And fuck your red wine. And stop drinking from the tap, you dossers. This is Kent. We don't have purified water in Kent. Don't be drinking that.
All you can drink is Kent tea. It's Turbo Virgin time, baby.
And it's a special
Turbo Virgin time.
So I'm going to lead you in. So I thought to myself, my entire life has been documented on Facebook, like early life. Do you know what I mean? So I thought I'd look at like the very early beginnings and see where all this behaviour came from.
Okay.
So the first ever post that I put on there is, has been at uni 5 minutes, been invited to some random party by a Geordie and has been offered free shots. Legend ? That's the first ever post to put on there. Can you guess how many likes and comments that's got?
Comments.
0 of each. So I don't think I'm a legend. So then I scrolled down and had a look, and there's a lot of like uni posts, like, oh, I'm going to a rave tonight. Probably didn't.
Yeah.
All this sort of stuff. And then around the age of 20, which obviously when I was like midway through uni, sort of leaving, I think I realised that things were going downhill. So I created a group, a Facebook group.
All right, yeah.
And invited what I presume at the time were other friends who probably felt the same as I did. And it were called The Chasm of Despair.
Why is it called that?
I'm pretty sure that's what I used to nickname the female vagina.
It's accurate, mate.
Yeah. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because I had a list of rules for joining the group.
Right.
I'm just going to read them.
First of all, just before you do, how do you feel going into this?
I'd completely forgotten about the group. And I was going in, I was trying to find my usual Turbo Virgin stuff. And I saw it at the side, I saw Chasm of Despair. And I cringed before I even clicked it. Because I know exactly when I made it. I was trying to get with this girl. Yeah. And it all went very, very wrong. Very fast.
She became the original Chasm of Despair.
Yeah. So I made this a sort of a resentment to my failings in trying to find a girlfriend. Right. So the about section is, don't bother joining if you meet one of the following criteria. right? A, you have a girlfriend. B, you've had a girlfriend for more than 5 days. I don't see how you could... Those rules can't be merged. C, you have self-respect or a feeling of worth towards society. D, you drink and manage to have a good time. So don't join if you have a good time when you drink. E, you do not like drapes and prefer blinds to curtains, in brackets, fuck you, blinds provide no cover from sun glare whatsoever.
You're not lying, though. They don't, really.
I'm not lying, but why is that a rule to someone joining?
It's weird. It's a weird one.
Like I'm going to have hundreds of applications to join the chasm of despair. Don't bother joining if you meet one of the following criteria. F, you have never spent more than 4 hours consecutively on a video game.
Oh.
Brackets. And no, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 does not count. Why? I'm now an elitist gamer as well as a turbo virgin.
Brilliant.
And G, you have aspirations and or future plans, excluding world domination or destruction.
It's awful.
What the fuck was wrong with me? This group lasted from it was created on the 28th of December.
Yeah. What year?
2010.
Right.
And the last post was 4th of January 2000, the same year. So it was started in 2009, December 2009. And then a week later, it was disbanded. I stopped posting. So obviously just really pissed off for a week. And felt like I needed to have some like-minded
company
people. So someone posted in it. So there's a couple of posts in there. So I'll read a couple of the posts.
Go delve deeper.
So one of my friends put, any cheese in the fridge? And I put, we have a large selection of cheese and crackers, accompanied by a large stockpile of worthlessness. I can feel my cheeks going red. It's so bad. On the 31st of December, so New Year's Eve, everyone's out having a good time. I'm not. I'm posting it Chasm of Despair. So how's New Year's Eve going to be? So I guess I'll post this in the morning. So how New Year's Eve going to be? I'm betting on a mindless amount of hopes and dreams being crushed by around 2 a.m, then proceeding to go home alone. The Chasm of Despair will be open extra early due to the period. And then under it, the comment under it, I assume that, well, there's no other comments apart from mine, actually. So I've commented on my own post. Saying, holy shit, I just realised I was right. I left, then a girl's name, at about 2 a.m. No, I remember going round to this girl's house. And I remember I was bragging to all my mates. So I were at another house party to begin with. No, like my mates were in a band, so they were all playing in a band at the time at this place. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going round to this girl's house. Like, I'm gonna go round to this girl's house. Like, yeah, it's all set up. Don't worry about it, lads. Like, yeah,
got it in the
it's
bag.
like big man. Yeah. I think my exact words, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm sorry, Mum, but this is the exact words that I said to my mates at the time. I said, I have pussy on tap. Those were the exact words that I used. That is disgusting. Bear in mind, I was a virgin. There was no tap. The tap has never existed. I tried to turn the tap on. Nothing came out.
Nothing.
That's the problem.
It was like trying to get tap water from Kent.
Yeah, tap water from Kent. Undrinkable. And then anyway, so then I left this house party at about 1 a.m. And I went to this girl's house. And I think she kind of pitted me more than anything. So I was like, oh, I'll come out to your house. She was a couple of years younger than me. Went round to her house, and I sat in a bedroom, and I was like, this might be it. Do you know what I mean? It was like the Kevin and Perry moment. I was like, this might be it. And anyway, she puts on High School Musical 3. And I'm like, this is a bit weird. We'll go with it. Something might happen. Then her sister comes into the room and sits next to us. It's like, obviously it's like 1:30 in the morning. And a younger sister, about 8, comes in, sits next to us. Starts watching High School. Oh, you didn't tell me we were watching High School Musical. Yeah, no worries. Come watch it with us. So I'm sat there
trying to be a good guy.
Yeah, I was like, okay, how long is this film going to last? How long do I have to sit through? Anyway, then a mum comes into the room and starts taking pictures of me. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then alarm bells started ringing. I was like, is there something wrong here? Like, is it a trap? Is Chris Hansen going to come around the corner and be like, come on, take a seat over here, pal? Do you know what I mean? I thought we were going to get busted for something.
Being punked.
So I asked her, and the girl said, oh, she's taking photos of you because she does that if she knows I'm going to regret, like, kissing a guy or getting with a guy.
Oh, that's awful.
So Mum used to go in and take photos of
people she knew she were going to regret.
Of ugly twats or losers like me that turned up to try and get with a daughter. Yeah.
That's awful.
So then, obviously, I must just put my jacket on after hearing that and be like, yep.
Yeah, I'm good.
I've sat here, I've watched an hour of Zac Efron with your 8-year-old sister, sorry, with your mum taking photos of me and laughing.
Because she thinks I'm a loser.
Yeah, and then I went straight back home, chasm of despair.
Which almost, like, really underlines that you were a loser.
Yeah. I make no jokes about it.
The mum was right.
Yeah, 100% right. Thank you to her mum, because you have saved her a lot of embarrassment there. But I think that was one of the many forays into it. Obviously, when I went and told my mates, I was like, oh, yeah, we're right good.
Yeah. On tap. How's your gin?
Right, the story behind the gin is I went round to my mum's house and I needed a gin. My mum always has gin in her house. She does like gin, to be fair to her. I think that's the only reason she listens to maybe she thinks I'm actually doing a gin reviewing podcast, and that's why she listens. But she's got all these nice ones. She had like a rose water and something one, and all these weird exotic ones. These are nice. She had one with literally like a couple of drops in it. Must have been literally one measure. So, Mum, let me take this for a podcast. I want to review it. And she went, no. Have this one. Gives me a full bottle.
Right.
Apart from like one shot out of it. She went, have this. No, it's fine. You can have a full bottle, Callum. Have this. I now know why she gave me that.
Didn't like it.
It tastes like drinking fairy washing up liquid. It's absolutely... I'm sorry. I know usually we're a bit like, it was all right. Jim, we're all right. This is absolutely dog shit. It's absolutely horrendous. Like, I'm drinking it, but it's like drinking fairy washing up liquid, the lemon stuff. Yeah, it's a rough drink. So cheers, Mum. Thanks for that. How's yours?
Yeah, I could just taste pineapple juice, and I quite like pineapple juice. That's it. Gin were a bit nothing. We're all right. But
just tastes a bit bitter, the gin, doesn't it, really, usually?
But I can't taste it. I think that's why...
Because of pineapple juice?
Yeah, I think that's why it's all gone, because I can't taste the gin. Because I've drank it all. Yeah, we're all right, though. So
that means it's all right. It's not right sort of drinking it. If you can't taste the gin...
And it's gone down.
You've done well.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It were all right.
Right, so next week, Wish quiz.
Next podcast, not next week, you sausage.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Next podcast.
Wish quiz.
We've got Wish quiz.
Yep.
Keep getting suggestions into us. We will do them.
We will do them. So the Wish quiz is suggested by Robson, right?
Yeah, by
beautiful. Thank you, Robson.
No worries. No, why did I say no worries? Like it's me? No worries.
All right. Well, I guess that's it then.
Right, cool.
Thank
See you
you.
in a bit.
See you later.